Hey everyone, welcome to the Stage Theater, home of our production of To Kill a Mockingbird, adapted by Christopher Sergel from the novel by Harper Lee. This classic American story takes place in the 1930s, but still has a lot to teach us today. So I thought it'd be interesting to catch up with some of the actors to hear about what it's like performing To Kill a Mockingbird in 2011.
I think in the South, and this has always been coming from a black point of view. The difference was in the South, you knew. It was blatant. It was in your face.
Yeah. The civil rights movement is an important period in American history, a racial divide.
It's still there.
That will forever scar this nation.
You always remember what you were doing.
Absolutely.
When Martin Luther King was shot.
During that time, a coming-of-age novel made a direct impact on society. To Kill a Mockingbird.
I remember reading it when I was very young.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was, you know, I was living it. I toured in the South, and I was on a tour with James Brown. And I toured all those little southern towns, Asheville, North Carolina, and Columbus, South Carolina, and all those places where the black people would be on the floor dancing and the white people would be upstairs dancing or looking down. And
I don't remember reading the book, but I did revisit the book once I came on board with the play. And I was captivated once again. I was blown away by the author's love for not just, I guess, this town that inspired her, but all the themes that she deals with in the play. And I think what I find very interesting is that the South was not it was pretty bad at that time, and she gave voice to it. And I think that was probably really courageous at the time.
Yeah, because of her father, because of her upbringing.
Absolutely.
And she saw the wrongs, and because she learned it through him.
Yes.
Author Harper Lee had only one book published. She says To Kill a Mockingbird is a look at her own hometown and the issues she faced growing up in the South.
This fascinating thing where kids have to look at the adult world and adult issues through a kid's eyes.
Look, Indian heads!
The young actors who perform in the play are growing up in a time very different from the 1930s.
I'm, watching the kids be kids in the rehearsal processes, and then to see them absorb this information, and then to see them as these characters and realize what that must feel like to absorb this information, to decipher it, to see how they fit in it, and to understand what their father's doing as it relates to defending this black man.
The story follows Atticus Finch, a white Southern lawyer who defends a black man in front of an all-white jury.
The way it's written, in a very short time, you can see, if you listen to the dialogue, this person is innocent. The way she wrote it, the way and the way the script is put together, as an observer, you can see, you can hear it, and you know, well, this is not true. But you know, because of the time, it doesn't matter.
Somewhere deep inside, whether he knew he would win or not, he knew he had to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what he tells his kid. I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't tell you in Scout, right from wrong anymore if I didn't take this case.
Right.
Actor Charles Weldon draws on his own experiences in the southern United States to bring his character to life.
The character is Reverend Sykes. He was preaching about, we're having a hard time now, but when we die, we're going to heaven, so it's going to all be better. And that's the way I think it was in 1935. He's very subservient, and he says something, he bows his head, and he don't look you right in the eye unless he knows you. Reverend Sykes is unlike me. I could never be a preacher. But I'm a pretty good actor, so when you come and see this, you're gonna see Reverend Sykes. I went to church so much, that's why I stopped going to church. I went to church every day, so I can relate to Reverend Sykes, yeah.
And for actress Kim Staunton, her real-life role as a mother lends authenticity to her character Calpurnia.
She does what she's supposed to do, which is she keeps that family intact. And I think they have a father, But I think Atticus is a little soft around the edges. I think, as the book describes her, she's angles and bones, and she's the disciplinarian of the family, if you will, and keeps them in check, but has just nothing but love for those children.
Where is he, Cal?
Down the street, Mr. Finch. He ought to be here by now.
The classic American novel comes to life on stage and tackles issues still very relevant today.
It's relevant in the sense of injustice.
How kids are forced sometimes to look at huge adult events, but to look at them through the kids' eyes and how to understand it from that perspective.
And a history lesson for everyone.
Bring your kids. Bring your kids, because they're going to see these kids up there, and they're going to want to understand and enjoy what these kids are doing. Because a lot of the play, they're playing and they're learning about life and they're finding things, and this comes up, the trial. Yeah. You know, and so what is that? Oh, and they're exploring and they're learning. It's told through their eyes, and that's the wonder of this play.
So don't miss To Kill a Mockingbird, running right here in the Stage Theater through October 30th. For more information, visit denvercenter.org. I'll see you in the theater.